Hi guys, Beav here again. This video is a little departure from my usual ones. It's more of a guide for new players coming into the game. Maybe it'll give you some tips and some tricks. I'm sure a lot of players have been playing the game for quite a while. There's some things I don't know that will be in this video. So please feel free to comment after this video and let me know what you think. Thanks. When you first get going, if you manage to find yourself a burlap sack, pick it up, because if you manage to find a rope before you find a backpack, you can make yourself a little backpack straight away. Now you notice I've picked up an axe. It's a pretty good starter weapon. It also allows you to chop down a tree and take some wood, and you can turn that backpack, the basic courier backpack, into an improved version, which will give you more slots. This building here is really good for finding helmets. Helmets are quite good to pick up at first, because if you do bump into a Bambi or a fresh spawn, having a helmet really gives you a good lot of protection from being knocked out. So at this point, when you don't have a decent array of guns and ammo, you need to watch for that, because all you've got is your axe. And somebody can quite easily punch you in the head and that's you, game over. These little sheds with the lean-to side bit are the main place to find hacksaws. They will spawn in a couple of other sheds, but that's the main place to find them. Now the reason I've sawn off my shotgun is so that I can store it inside the backpack once I get one. And that'll allow me to pick up my favourite gun, which is the Mosin, and still have a weapon which I can use in close quarters combat. It's very important to find a hoodie or a jacket or something else on the top as quickly as possible. Your t-shirt won't give you huge amounts of protection against someone shooting at you, but a jacket which is in pristine or worn condition will give you good protection against someone shooting. Okay, so one of the first things you want to be doing when you start is thinking about your health. You want to try and get your health and your water levels up to a reasonable level as quickly as possible. Now the quickest way to do that is to pick up some peaches. These are great foodstuffs. Rice is quite good, and powdered milk are quite good also, but the problem they have is they take away some water. So I've found that 3 cans of peaches and just a can of pop will get you to a level where you're almost fully hydrated and fully energized. Well, not quite fully hydrated, you'll still have a little bit of hydration to work on, but you'll be fully energized, and that'll start your healing process and get your energy up to maximum, and all you'll need is a little drink. And you can see here I started off yellow hungry and yellow thirsty. I've been running around for a good 10, 15, 20 minutes, and just 3 cans and that's me ready to go. So if you spawn down by the coast, keep an eye out for these little boats. They usually always have raincoats inside them. This is also another good place to pick up some rope if you have some burlap sacks and you don't have a backpack yet. But it's quite important to pick up a raincoat, because if it starts raining on the server, you're going to be in trouble. If you've got a gun, your aim will get shaky, you might get hypothermia and you'll die soon after, especially if you haven't found any matches yet. Right, so this is another quite important point. You'll see inside my inventory I don't have anything in my jacket or my jeans. The reason for this is, if you go into houses or up ladders onto fire stations, any kind of high places and 2-story houses and things like that, there's a chance with desync and bugs in the server that you will break your legs. So you really don't want to have your only supply of bandages inside your pants, especially. Also, if someone does decide to shoot you, 90% of the time it'll ruin your jacket or your pants first, before it starts to ruin your backpack. So for this character I decided to have a wee jaunt out to Skillisty Island. I've never been there since they updated it, so I wanted to have a look at the castle. You see what I'm doing here? I'm stripping off as much as I can and sticking it inside my dry bag. And the reason for that is if you don't have any matches, you won't be able to light a fire when you go over the other side. But everything I put inside my dry bag after I've been for a swim will still be dry, and that means when I put it back on, it won't be making me cold as much. Another thing to note is, if you don't find matches anywhere, if you manage to find a flare, you can now light fires with a flare, so that's really handy. So on the island over here they've got these kind of houses, this little lodge type thing. Now I actually played this game for quite a long time before I realised, but there's actually a room round the side, so if you've not kind of discovered many of these buildings before, or if you're like me and you're an idiot and you just didn't know, once you've looted up inside, have a little check round the side. This room is really good. There's quite often guns in here. You can see it's just a shitty trump at this time, but quite often pistols, and especially underneath these blue little racks, you need to get down and have a good look underneath it. There's lots of good stuff you can find in this room. So there's a radio tower over in these islands, and it'll allow me to demonstrate the last two little tips that I have for you. The first one is regarding climbing ladders. Now, a lot of buildings will have ladders on them, which is fine, but there's certain structures which have multiple levels with ladders, like the very, very tall buildings in Cherno. You can climb to the top of these radio towers. Now, as you will see, when I step off here, it doesn't look like I can actually climb up any higher, but if you take a step back and just use your mouse wheel, I'll actually give you the option to climb up or climb down the ladder, and then you can use your F key, I have mine bound as the kind of action key, to climb up further. Now you'll also notice that these structures also spawn guns, which is a great thing. A lot of people don't know that they have guns in them, so it's well worth checking out if you come across one of these radio towers. So that's the end of this first little beginner's guide video. I might do some more of these, so please let me know if it was a waste of time or if you thought it was quite useful and would like to know some more tips, because there are many, many more to share. Anyway, thanks very much for watching and see you next time. Bye bye.
I expect you'd like to know about frogmen. Yeah.
They live on fish and catch them by diving onto them from a great height.